Bienvenue, ici War Survivor Crise des Gaz qui s'adresse à tout le monde. C'est parti pour la suite de NBA de K26 sur PS5. Alors je suis en direct, magnifique, je vais pouvoir continuer le jeu, c'est parti.
Good, MP.
Starting at point and 6'3".
Grant, we're still early on in this new season. I imagine it can be difficult to get back into the flow of things.
You know, BA, you're spot on. It definitely takes some time to get used to the grind of the season again. You know, between the traveling and the hotel rooms, changing time zones. But you find your flow again eventually.
Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. They've got Fears, and it's Perez in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And that gets us rolling. Whew, what a tremendous atmosphere in here tonight.
Boy, I tell you, you're right. You can feel this one looking like it's going to be a tight one throughout.
MP no good. And here's Minnesota now. It's a three-point game. Pass to Perez. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Gets the 3 ball to go.
Love the rise and fire approach. Demonstrates how confident MP is.
Young's gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. We played just over a minute here in the first. The shot by Woolridge, no good.
Operating from mid-range, that's a shot he likes. I mean, I'm sure he'd love to have that one back.
Right wing. Back to Young. This one for 3. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Oh, in today's game, making threes is a must. MP, he's dialed in.
Fears. Cash money on the open jump shot. Fears has got 5 now.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Knocks down the long J.
He is in a groove. You can tell he's playing with a lot of confidence.
Here's Fears, covered by MP, and the basket is good. Fears has got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
They've really come out swinging, hitting 4 of their first 5 shots.
Powell passes to Young. From outside, off the mark. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 5 so far, looking sharp. Well, Grant, we've heard Anthony Edwards talk about trusting his teammates. He understands you need everybody.
Yeah, a lot falls on his shoulders offensively with this team, BA. So those playmaking decisions in the moment, a lot easier said than done.
And Minnesota making a change here. Edwards is checked in. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Yeah, their early focus on outside scoring has paid off. They're finding plenty of points from three-point land.
cultivating a lot of assists right now, which is beautiful to see. Love the way they're working that ball around.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Spurs was all business. He picked up 38 points, and he was red hot from beyond the arc, raining down a ton of threes. He was clearly on a mission, and no one was getting in his way. A flat-out dominant performance.
Thanks, Allie. Absolutely. He was a one-man show in that one, Grant.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same mentality tonight.
Yeah, you know, every night's different. They may try to double him, might force him to adjust, or force him to make plays with the pass instead. We'll see.
Now here's MP. What a tremendous game he played against San Antonio. And again, it's Chicago with a three.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the three-point shot.
A minute 15 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Fears. Can't hit it from 12 feet. Bulls leading by 6. No question, this offense has some firepower.
And they're looking very confident in all that they're doing right now.
Buries it from 3.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And you know what? It's all about the long-distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there.
Brooks outside. Pass to Fears. Can they get it? On target from range. Fears has got 10.
He's been excellent in this period. Even though they're down, he's keeping them close.
Chicago passing it around. Back to MP. The 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Here's Fears. 10 points for him. And there's the screen. And there's the lob. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And this early scoring is as much about the lackluster defense as it is about either team's offense.
Pass to Thomas. Back to Young. Now Powell. The 3 is up. And there's Young. That's good. On the assist from Powell. Powell's got 3 assists tonight.
They've really built this lead on the back of their perimeter game.
And I like the strategy. It's a great strategy. Bury those threes early, and it'll open up the inside for him later on.
MP getting it done for the Chicago Bulls. He's been effective on offense, racking up 21 points so far in this contest. More 2K action in just a moment. On the court for the Timberwolves, we've got Anthony Edwards, and it's Woolridge in at the 2. Shot's good by Hammonds.
He's one of those guys who just knows how to generate offense.
To the inside, here's Duren. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Duren's got his first points in this one.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And another basket for Minnesota.
Oh my, sinking yet another mid-range jumper.
Young finds Thomas. Back to MP. From downtown, Edwards pulls. It in.
2 minutes.
For Minnesota, they've gone 8 of 11 in the second quarter. The #1 overall pick in 2020. Grant, you think Anthony Edwards has a shot to become the best American-born player in the NBA?
You know, I think his aspiration is higher than that, BA. He's thinking MVP, face of the league. And if you ask me, he has the talent to do it.
Down low. Here's MP. Nice job by MP converting it tight.
Look, when the guy heats up like MP has here, you got to keep feeding the fire, man.
Here's Fears. Chicago with a rebound. Coming into this, having notched a win against San Antonio in their last game.
Oh, man, they were in total control. Really doing anything they wanted. It was that level of dominance.
And, you know, everything seemed to just kind of flow naturally for them. Felt like they were in a groove from the opening tip.
The shot by Woolridge, no good.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. You just missed it.
To the paint. And Fears pulls it down. Timberwolves trail by 3. Pass to Woolridge. And here's Brooks. Drops in the layup for 2. Brooks has gotten 4 this quarter.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Back to Young. Lets the 3 fly. The long-range hit from MP.
His shooting has been fantastic, and this team has leaned on him.
Over to the left wing. Here's Hammonds. He drops it from range. Hammonds has got his second bucket on the night.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
You know, that's how it goes with them. I mean, those hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
MP getting it done for the Bulls. He put together 10 points in the quarter. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome, one and all. Well, before we move on to the next part of the show, hey, Jet, you get enough sleep last night?
Why are you asking? I'm a little tired, but, you know, I'm a busy man, Ernie. You know, I got a lot going on.
Now let's take a closer look at that tight first half for the Chicago Bulls.
What's impressed me, Ernie, is the...
That's it for us. Thank
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Hey, you look at MP in this game, he's been everywhere.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of it.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
And for the Timberwolves, they've got Fears, and it's Brooks in at the small forward position. MP with the block.
Perfect timing by MT to put that in reverse.
The role of the big man has evolved over the years. What's been the most noticeable change to you, Clark?
BA, and it's not just the big man. I just think the overall athleticism of all of the players, certainly the big guys, stand out because they're now taking the ball rack to rack. They can go in traffic with the dribble. They're more mobile on defense because defenses switch a lot now. I mean, it's not all about being in the paint just because you're a big guy. They play all over the place.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, the Timberwolves have elite shot creation, but it's finding that balance. Anthony Edwards said, I'm wired to score the ball. I'm going to showcase my game, so it's hard to find that balance of when to pass and when to keep it and try to get going. Sometimes I feel like the right play is me. EA, back to you.
Fills it up with the best. Okay, Allie, good stuff. Pass to Perez. Here's Woolridge. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Woolridge has got 7 points.
He was licking his chops there. Got a good look.
Chicago passing it around. Thomas passes to MP. Launches a 3. And again. It's the Bulls from deep.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Timberwolves trail by 11. To the middle. It's stolen. And a pass break now for the Bulls. And there's another one for Chicago.
I just love the ball move.
Time called here. The Timberwolves decide to talk it over. And the players take this opportunity to get some Gatorade. Getting some fluids in you is so important during these timeouts. Get fresh, keep those batteries charged.
Yeah, without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a ball game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have to be hydrated.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Brooks. Misses the jumper from the wing. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 14-3 run. Pass to Powell. Back to Young.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Puts up a three. And again for three. Woo, you can tell he's feeling it right now.
B.A., he's on fire.
Timberwolves trail by 16. Here's Hammonds. For three, Fears. Powell pulls it in.
It's hard not to want payback when you give up a three at the other end, but it can force you to rush things.
Sinks that one from the post. He's got 7.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet.
And Minnesota calls time here. And the Bulls making a change here. Kelly's checked in. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Edwards is checked in. Pass to Fears. There's the triple. He's off on that one.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
Inside to stop the drought. And he lays it up and in. Fears has got 16 points.
He's used to sharing the love. Exceptional timing on that pass.
Pass to Powell. Back to Young. Three-pointer. Hits yet again. Wow. And that gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
Timberwolves trail by 19. Now Brooks. Now here's Edwards. 6 points for him. 5 on the clock. Pass to Fears. Launches it. And he can't get that one.
It hasn't been his best quarter. I mean, he's trying to shoot himself out of the slump.
2 points. That one goes. Young's got 53 points.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
If it's working, keep working. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
And so it's Chicago, sitting on a comfortable 21-point lead at the end of the quarter. It hasn't. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry.
Checking for Chicago. Young comes in for Thomas. Here's Hammonds. Pass to Fears. Fires from deep. Knocks down the triple. Fears has got 19 points.
Offensively, he's carrying his weight, doing his part. Maybe they should get the ball to him a little bit more.
Williams is out there with Duran. There's Torrey, then it's MP, and it's Kelly in at small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Minnesota has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Here's Fears, guarded by Young. Pass to Woolridge. Here's Fears. Shot clock at 6. Another one falls for Minnesota.
Great to see players still working the in-between areas. There wasn't much resistance defensively.
To the middle. Here's Duran. And the dunk by Duran.
Sweet dime there by MP.
And Minnesota with possession here. Pass to Fears. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Let's go with a 3. Hits the trifecta. Fears has got 14 points now in the second half.
Defensive mix up for sure right there. Somehow he was left open.
So no problem for Chicago as they get the win.
Another season just getting underway, Tim. What kind of things are you looking for as you watch here courtside early on here in the season?
You want to see which players have made the progression in the offseason, added things to their games, particularly those young players that you know have a lot of potential. Have they added shooting range? Have they added things to their handle and give them a little bit more escapability?
So the opening lineup for the Heat, they've got Morris. Mason is out there with Geiger, and it's Humphries in at small forward.
What I love about MP there, he was shot ready, hands and feet ready to go.
Here's Geiger. Humphries, no good. Back to Young, beyond the arc. Geiger with the rebound. And here are the Heat. Shoots it. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
And we knew coming into this game, we expected him to be very involved early.
Young's shot is off.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Shot's good from Mason.
But what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
Down low.
Well, protecting the rim, plays like that really bolster your defense.
And here's MP for 3. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Stretching out the floor so big in this league. MP right there, providing some spacing.
Mason against Young. Inside. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
Chicago has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. There's the 3, and the Bulls another 3.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
The Heat have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Here's Geiger driving the lane, and the layup's good off the glass. Geiger's got 6.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
That is a quality look. You can't do it much better than that.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
And it's Mason with the ball for the Miami Heat. They trail by 1. Now we'll hear from Allie Laporte, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Timberwolves was a man on a mission. He dropped 56 points and was locked in from distance. It was impressive. With the flashy numbers he put up in that one, it's worth the price of admission just to see how he follows it up. Guys?
Great stuff as always, Allie. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
Well, he really lit it up. Maybe we'll see a repeat performance tonight.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Kelly's checked in, and it's Daba in for Powell. The Heat trail by 4. Pass to York. Out to the right wing. Humphries. Again, the miss by the Heat.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And that one's good. Kelly.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
And here's Humphries. Thomas covering. Here's York. Again, the miss by the Heat. The Bulls leading by 6. Here's MP, and he uses the glass on the layup. 17 points in the game.
And how about 6 of 8 with that one? And there is no slowing down this young man.
Pass to York. Here's Monroe. Good on the 3-point shot.
And there aren't many players more reliable from 3-point range than he is, especially when the D's playing off him like that.
Here's Daba. This time out he had 13 points. And here's Young from the arc. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got 3 assists tonight. The Heat trail by 8. 41 seconds left to play here in the first. And it's Chicago with the rebound. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
Yeah, I felt like they attacked, but with a purpose. They knew what they wanted to accomplish coming in.
You have to take advantage of opportunities. That's exactly what they did, and really, that's all you can ask for.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. And Miami making a change here. There's 21 seconds left in the first quarter. And there it is for him.
Yeah, boy, is he dialed in. Perfect from the field this period.
Powell, the pass to Young. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Well, so far, a great game plan and great execution, but we still have a long way to go.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Well, if you love high-scoring games, you came to the right place.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. They've got Thomas. Powell is out there with Young. Then it's Durant. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And the basket by MP.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Driving to the basket. And Monroe kicks to Humphries. Pass to Geiger. Shoots over Powell. And the Heat get another bucket right there.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. And here's Young from the arc. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Thomas got his 5th assist in this one. 1:56 left to play here in the second quarter. Pass to Geiger. To the paint. Here's Glover, and he bangs it home with one hand.
You know, didn't need 2 hands for that slam. One will do just fine.
You're right. He can save the other hand for the next time. Over to the wing. Fires from deep. Good. Another from 3. You can tell he is feeling it.
Kevin, he's on fire.
Miami's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Here's Glover. He's got 7. Pass to Mason. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And Miami shooting 36% in the second quarter. They really haven't found their rhythm yet offensively here. Here's Geiger. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
Well, he's not the reason they're down right now. He has played smart, efficient basketball.
Back to MP. Oh, good on the triple. And so it's Monroe with it, bringing it up for Miami. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
I mean, in the modern era, you have to be able to stretch the floor, or you're going to struggle.
Well, when you shoot that poorly from deep, the odds of winning get really slim in a hurry.
Connects from 3-point range. MP's got 38 points.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Mason for 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. And they've been enjoying this long homestand. That will be game 4 of 5 in a row at home.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
When someone is rolling like this, just keep feeding him. That's just great coaching.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Back to the action in just a minute.
Yeah, it's been a barrage of threes. These days, more teams are playing outside in than inside out.
Kenny, you hurt my ears.
Now let's take a moment here for a look. And that concludes.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
And that will be the biggest adjustment. They have to force the ball out of his hands, but that's a difficult challenge.
On the floor for Miami, they've got Geiger. He's out there with Mason, and it's Glover in at the 4-man position. You know, the pregame routine is something I know you embraced, and we see that with guys like Curry and Durant. We've heard a lot about what they do. What was the most important part of your pregame regimen, Tim?
Well, you know, Kevin, for me, I was really going to be judged based on catch and shoot percentages. Can I get off threes and can I make threes? So for me, it was all about high volume 3-point shooting before the game, getting comfortable from every spot on the floor where I may get a shot.
And same routine every game?
Every game, same thing, and I made sure, of course, I finished on that make.
Wow.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. There's the triple. Connection. Yang from distance.
He has been on the money from deep.
Yep, definitely looking to shoot it as much as possible. Pass to Glover. To the middle. That's good from Mason. Mason's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
To the left side wing. Back to MP. yet another bucket.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. And stolen by MP. He takes it in, and MP throws it down.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
Well, you have to love the execution, and you have to love the relentlessness.
Heat moving the ball around. Pass to Geiger. 6 to shoot. Takes a 3. That one doesn't go.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And yep, another basket.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. And now, Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. The Miami Heat's head coach Eric Spoelstra talked about their approach, and he said, you got to try to take control of the game, set the tone, and play consistently throughout. Everybody's trying to do the same thing. It's who can impose their will longer than the other team. Back over to you, Kevin.
He knows his stuff. All right, Allie, thank you for the report.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Well, they certainly have the shooters to do it. It's just about finding that rhythm.
Pass to Mason. Here's the 3. It's all in by the Bulls.
Well, the defense should consider themselves lucky there because he's not usually one to miss those kinds of looks.
The tray. The shot. No good.
Struggling to get it going out there right now. I think he's pressing just a little bit too much.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Pass to Powell. Young from outside. And another one falls. That's 62 points. 62.
Amazing. A remarkable performance from him so far.
Here's Geiger. 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Mason. The shot comes out. Good defensive work there by Young.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
He gets it in there.
Well, just keep feeding him. He has been lights out.
And Miami has possession. Here's the screen. Here's Geiger. The three-pointer, no good. And Chicago shooting has been wild. 76%. That's just unbelievable. Powell outside. It's Thomas on the wing. Good, and the assist goes to MP.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead. Calling on the right guys at the right time.
Well, they are making some.
MP has been leading the charge for the Chicago Bulls. 18 points from three-point range for him in that quarter. That is... Check in for the Bulls. MP comes in for Paul. The Heat making a switch here. They've got Young. Robinson is out there with Williams. Then there's Traore. And it's Kelly in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Moore.
Now into the lineup for Chicago.
The Bulls have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Young finds Williams. Back to Young. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had...
right, listen up, listen up, listen up. Tonight is the big.
They ain't ready, MP.
There he is, man, the myth, the legend.
Welcome, everyone. A little extra excitement for you. For both teams, this is the first game of their NBA Cup campaign. The goal is to make it out of the group stage.
Yeah, BA, 4 teams in each conference that make it. It's the 3 group winners plus a wild card. So also keep in mind, point differential could be a key in advancing.
Well, guys, you can't look at this team and not get into the topic of MP. He's been a very vocal and driving force for his squad, and he's made it known that he's got his sights set on winning the NBA Cup this season.
You gotta love how that just ramps up his teammates, the coaching staff, and even us at the broadcast table. But seriously, I'm gonna be looking at how tough each of these group stage games are for MP. He and his guys aren't the only team with their sights set on the NBA Cup this season.
A look at the opening lineup for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We've got Mobley, and it's Gill in at the point guard position. Now let's send it down to Allie, who has a report on MP.
Well, no surprise, MP is on a mission to bring home the NBA Cup, telling me I want to be a part of a winning legacy. That's my main goal in any competition I'm in. Victories come first. All the individual stuff comes later. Guys?
Nope, we sure wouldn't. And this guy is all in. Here's Gill, following the three-point basket by Chicago. Just 4 to shoot. Soft touch off the glass.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
They grabbed their own miss. Count that bucket.
You know, outstanding start. You've made 3 of your first 4.
The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
He's getting his first free throw attempts of the night now, and he makes it first. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
This is definitely not the guy to foul. He loves getting to the free throw line.
MP, the pass to Powell. And here's MP from outside. Oh, his shooting remains on point. 3 for 4 thus far.
You got to be ready to fire off a pass. And credit to MP. He did not hesitate at all.
Pass to Howe. Here's Timmerman. And once again, off the mark by Cleveland.
Well, this guy typically a nice touch from mid-range, but obviously can't make them all.
Young from long range. Another three for Chicago.
He's putting on a show this quarter, and the team's feeding off his energy.
First quarter of basketball. Just over 2.5 minutes played so far. Outside Johnson. Shoots over Powell. The shot by Johnson, no good. To the paint. Here's MP. Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed pass. Young's got 14.
If I'm playing with MP right now and I have the basketball, I am finding that guy.
Pass to House. Tipped away. Thomas with a steal. It's Powell on the wing. And here's Young. Chicago passing it around. Now Powell. The three is up. And Young the bucket on the assist from Powell. 17 points. In the game.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Kelly's checked in for Chicago. Traore comes in for Powell. Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. Here's Carlson. His last outing, we saw him score 13. Pass to Dadier. Looking to end the run. Sinks it from distance.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Outside Young. The three ball. He gets it. He's 7 for 8 and really going at him out there.
Boy, for the most part, when they have gone through him, he has delivered.
Here's Carlson. The three. Novic's shot is off.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
That one's good for 2. Young's got 22 points.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
To the inside. Here's Carlson. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Pass to Toure. Outside Young. Here's Kelly. Back to Young. Jacks up a 3. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Here's Carlson, guarded by Young. Here's Carlson. Here's Holton. No good on the triple. And so it's the Chicago Bulls in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've got a comfortable lead in large... And if you... Both teams making substitutions here. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. So for Cleveland right now, they've got Johnson, and it's Timmerman in at the 5, roaming the paint. Fires in the triple.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
And I think the defender knows once he gets cooking, look out. The bucket looks awfully big to him right now.
From deep, Mobley. And it's Chicago with a board. Kyle's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, MP in the last matchup against Miami got the job done. He scored 64 points, and he was red hot from beyond the arc, raining down a ton of threes. And just a huge game for him. His coaches would love to see him do it again. Guys.
Nice work, Allie. Thank you. Absolutely. He was a one-man show in that one, Grant.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same mentality tonight.
One of the things I like about this guy, he's able to up the intensity whenever needed, and players really feed off his energy.
Pass to Gill. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Now, this is a guy who wants to score, so don't let him catch your rhythm.
Cleveland shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. The Bulls making a switch here. Kelly's checked in. Walker, he's checked in for Cleveland. Young with it, and Johnson picks him up defensively. Pass to Young. Here's Kelly. Back to Young. Fires the 3. And again, it's Chicago with a 3.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
Turin with a steal. Finished off the break. Young's got 8 points here in the quarter.
Boy, it hasn't mattered what the defense has tried. He has had every counter. What a great night.
Pass to Johnson. Lets it go from deep. Chicago with a rebound.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
From deep, MP. Good! Another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Here's Gill, guarded by Young. They need this. It's deflected. 2-second difference between shot and game clock. Chicago passing it around. From the arc. Connects again from distance.
He's been on the money from deep.
Definitely. Looking to shoot as much as possible. 4-3. And that one's good. Gill's got 10 points.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Bulls out in front, just dominating this one. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the 3rd quarter started.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The story tonight, everything, and I mean everything is...
I obviously love watching them. Everyone enjoys good offense, right?
Yeah, played the right way. I can't think of a more beautiful game in all of sports. All right, fellas, let's now take a look at what's to come on the upcoming schedule. And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we...
lopsided first half. We'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Hey, you look at MP in this game. He's been everywhere.
He was getting into the lane easily that first half. It's just relentless.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it.
In this league, you've got to have moves and counter moves. Grant, your toolkit was pretty complete coming in.
Well, you know, I tried to keep adding to it. It's like baseball. If they're struggling to hit your heater, that changeup will work even better.
And for Cleveland, they've got Evan Mobley, and it's Howell in at the small forward. Beyond the arc. And it's Thomas with the rebound.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
And for Chicago, oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Johnson passes to Howell. Now Mobley. Pass to Howell. Three-pointer. He buries it from three. Howell's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. MP outside. Now here's Powell. Back to MP. Another three for Chicago.
Yes, sweet revenge for MP. Responding to their make with a clean three of his own.
Here's Gill from outside the arc. No good.
And they're ahead right now because they're working so hard on the glass.
And bottom line, more boards means more possessions. That's how you build a lead.
Pass to MP. Fires the three, and again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Oh, in today's game, making threes is a must. MP, he's dialed in.
Gill, no.
Boy, that's a case where he may have been too focused on answering back with his own three.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot. The Cavaliers want Evan Mobley to rip and run. Coach Kenny Atkinson said, with him pushing it in transition, he's just scratching the surface. You see him handle the ball sometimes, and you're like, man, this guy is a point guard. Back to you guys.
A tremendous skill level. Allie LaForce with the report. Thanks, Allie. The Cavaliers have gotten only 1 of 4 shots to fall in the second half. Here's Timmerman. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Coaches love assisted buckets, boy. It just means the team is working well together.
Back to MP. Pass to Thomas. MP outside from deep. Yet another bucket. And that gives him 51.
Making it look easy. Wow, 5 consecutive threes. This defense looking very frustrated right now.
Here's Gill. Takes the three. He can't get that one to fall.
Well, he went into the locker room with 1 3 to his credit, and he's still looking here for number 2.
And it's in there.
You can see the team is just continuing to call his number. Until the defense figures it out, it ain't going to change. Boy, this guy has not had a great night, and it really has weighed the entire team down.
And he banks in the layup. Young's got 55.
And they're refusing to take a break, even with a nice lead. They just continue to attack. You have to love it.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Outside Johnson. Mobley, a screen on Powell. A good look from Johnson. And once again, off the mark by Cleveland.
That's a breakdown defensively right there, folks. He just could not make them pay.
There's Young with the three. Second shot opportunity, and he takes it up and lays it in.
Wow, he really fires up his team with his ability to extend possessions.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score. So sick, the vertical ability.
That was flat out awesome. He has that effortless knack for getting to the hoop. Chicago passing it around. Thomas finds Young. Again! What an avalanche!
This game has his name written all over it.
He has been phenomenal. An offensive onslaught. Pass to Gill. Here's the three. Chicago with a rebound.
Boy, this guy has completely lost his focus. Nothing working.
Another bucket. Wow. 60 points. This guy can't be stopped right now.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
Mobley outside. Here's Gill. Pass to Howe. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
Powell outside. Back to MP from deep. Mobley grabs the board. Outside Johnson. Here's Gill, guarded by Young. Can't drop the tough three-pointer. And so it's the Chicago Bulls way out of reach with an enormous lead as we head into a break. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. And don't go far. We'll be right back. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love.
So no problem for Chicago as they get the win. And remember, tonight's win means they're 1-0.
Hey, how you feel about that pregame speech from Coach?
Tu as des questions, n'hésite pas à rester passionné dans ce que tu fais, fin de la vidéo.